So this question says, which of the following is equivalent to a plus b over 2, all squared? So we could definitely treat this like a simplified question, right? So I'm going to do this answer. I'm going to answer this in two ways. So because it's a short question and it has an expression, it technically fits the strategy that I call simplify, which basically, again, is used whenever you have a question that's 1 to 3 lines long and you see an expression. So how would I simplify this a plus b over 2 squared? Well, it will become a plus b over 2 times a plus b over 2. And I would FOIL it, right? A times a is a squared. A times b over 2 is actually equal to ab over 2. And then b over 2 times a is also ab over 2. And then b over 2 times b over 2 would be b squared over 4. These two will combine together, so I'd have a squared plus 2ab over 2 plus b squared over 4. And then, of course, these 2's will cross out as I simplify that fraction, and I'm left with a squared plus ab plus b squared over 4, which is answer choice D. Okay, so that's one way. The second way to answer this question is through a strategy I call plug in your own number. So I like this strategy anytime I see variables in the question and variables in the answer choices. And so the way that we do this is say, well, which variables are in the question? So I have A and B. So I'm going to make up numbers for both. So I'm going to say that A is equal to 2. And in this case, I am going to say that B, let's call B 4, okay? So the reason why I was thinking of making B 3, but when I look at the fact that I have B over 2, I just rather simplify that fraction completely. So 4 divided by 2 will simplify very nicely. So that's the first step, set your own numbers. The second step here, right, so step 1, the second step to plug in your own number is to then plug those numbers that you just created or that you made up into the question. So my parentheses, instead of an A, I'd have 2, plus instead of B over 2, I'd have 4 over 2, and then close and squared. And of course, I can simplify that because 4 over 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, so I'd have 4 squared, and that would be equal to 16. So I get a solution based upon plugging those numbers into the question. The third step is to plug those exact same numbers, right? B is 4 and A is 2, into the answer choices. And the correct answer is the answer that also delivers basically 16 as its answer. So because we know that the choice is D, and I don't want to make this video too long, let's just go straight to answer choice D. So choice D says A squared plus AB plus B squared over 4. Again, I said that A is 2, so I'm going to turn this to a 2 squared plus 2 times 4, right, because B is 4, plus 4 squared over 4. And what I get from that is 2 squared is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, and then 4 squared is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and 4 plus 8 plus 4 is equal to 16, and there is the matching number to what I got when I plugged those same values into the question. And none of the other options, right, none of these will equal 16, right? So B does not equal 16, A does not equal 16, C does not equal 16, but D does equal 16, and that's how we use plug in your own number.